Hey, welcome to the Board Game Network. This is James. I'm going to be showing you how to play this game called 504, designed by Friedemann Friese, and it's part of that Great Designers series put out by Stronghold Games. I am just going to talk about the one it's 504 different games, but it suggests you start with 1, 2, 3 as your starter game. Well, that's the one I'm going to talk about today. I may do a future video on how to interpret this book that you get, but you have different games based on which ones you flip here. So you have different startup, different income abilities, different victory conditions, all kinds of different stuff in here. So I've already got the map set up, and there are 5 different maps, but when you play this game, the very first, here's your different maps. Map 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The very first thing you want to do when you start to play this game is look for the game components and get all of those out. There are just a ton of components inside this game, and I've got this ready to go with game 1, 2, 3, and this is the leftover parts. So the very first thing you want to do is go through the game components, pull all those out, and they have numbers with circles on them, around them, which match the number with the circle around them on the parts up here, on the parts pages. And these are in numerical order, so you don't have to go hunting for them. So it's very easy to figure out, oh, okay, it's this card, or it's that card, or something that they're talking about. So once you've pulled all those out, it has you build a map, and the map lays out where the cities are. That's these red tiles, and where the ocean tiles are, and then all the rest of them are randomized and put out in between. Make sure you put also each of the city tiles has a number, and it tells you where each number goes, and so the randomization of the other tiles is going to be laid in between the ocean and the city tiles. Here is the map that we're using, the map 3, and so all the white spaces are the randomized tiles, and you cannot connect the ocean, one of these ocean ones, with the center ocean by other oceans, because that would block off that, because you can't go across the water. You are going to take these tiles that have the numbers 1, 2, 3 on the back, and it tells you which ones to pick out. But of the ones, you're going to take the number 2, the number 5, the number 8, the number 11 in parentheses, 2 of each, and the second one you're going to have 5, 7, 9, and 12, and the third one you're only going to have number 1, and 2 of each of them. So you're going to mix up, doesn't do any good to mix up number 3. You're going to mix up the number 2s, put them on the 3s, mix up the number 1s, put them on the 2s, and you're going to deal out as many of these as there are players. And this plays 2 to 4 players. So if we had 4 players, we would deal out 4 of these cards. And they go to the right of this pricing token, and that means these ones cost 20. If they're on the left, they cost free. They're free. They're 0. So if on your turn, when you're ever ready to purchase and there's fewer cards here than the number of players, you're going to flip a new card. That's how new cards come out there. Okay, and you are going to, on these city tiles, you are going to put the goods that city produces, and that's in a little circle here that shows what good it is. And you're going to take 4 of that good and put that on that circle. The first player is going to take the first player card. And starting with the last player and going in reverse order, each one's going to pick a city as their capital. And they're going to put their star on it. Everybody's got their own color pieces. And then all of the cities that do not have a star, you're going to put one of your residents on all the rest of them. And you're going to take a trolley card, and whichever one is your capital, you're going to take a goods off of that one. So starting in reverse order, each person takes a capital city, and you cannot take a capital city that produces the same good as somebody else in the game. To start, you're going to lay out the city cards here from 1 to 10. You're going to put your square token from your capital, this is number 3, on that card. And these are called your settlements is what they are. The first player is going to get $80. Second player gets 90. The third gets 100. The fourth gets 110 to start with. That's your starting money. Here's a little reference card. You want the one that's got the trolley up there. That's the one that you're going to use for this game. You're going to have these two tokens. Well, it's got a 3 and a 4 and a 5 and a 7. And you're going to have the 3 face up. That's your movement points, how many movement points your trolley gets. And you're going to have 20 settlements that you get. There's extras in there, so make sure you only have 20. So you're going to start your trolley. The very first thing you do on your turn is you can purchase, these are called your privileges. You can purchase a privilege. They are $20 each, and you probably want to purchase a privilege. They all do something different. This one just gives you victory points at the end of the game. Not very useful here at the beginning. This gives you a $10 income per turn extra. This one reduces the cost of your upgrades by $15. I like that one. So I'm going to buy that one for $20. So that goes to the bank. I'm going to take this one. Now, then you purchase upgrades once you do that. If somebody decides at some point not to purchase one of these privileges, then this marker gets moved to the right of the cards, and all privileges then become free at that point. And any new cards get dealt to the right, so the new ones are going to be $20, the old ones are free. And whenever you go to the next higher number here, the lower number ones become free. So once we get to the 2 card and the 2 card flips up, all of the rest of the ones become free, and the 2 cards are more expensive. Okay, now that I've purchased that, upgrades cost, there's 2 different kinds of upgrades. You can go faster, and you just change that to the speed, or you can carry more stuff. So that lets you carry 2 different goods. This lets you go faster. So let's just say I want to go faster for now. And normally the cost is $50 to go faster or $80 to carry more stuff. So $50 minus 15 is 35, so I'd pay 35 to the bank, get my change, flip that over. I now get to move 4 spaces. And every movement is 1 space except for movement across mountains costs 2 movement points. So I want to go someplace that wants the goods that I have. And right here are the goods that this city wants and is willing to take from you. So if I want to, I've got some wood, so I'll go over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I can drop settlements down on the way there. I'm not required to do this. I do want to do it in the city though. You only have 20 of these, but if you're playing like a 3 or 4 player game, you probably want to just do this, because if you're the first person to put a settlement down, you get money back for that. If you're the second person, don't get anything. So you don't have to do it once there's one down there. And there's no real reason to once you've put them down there. Or I could have done here, and that would have been 2 movement, 2, 3, 4, and I could make it all the way there. Okay, now that I've done the transport of the trolley, I drop off wood, and I just take it off my trolley and I put it to the side, and I get one of these cover tokens. And since I have provided them with wood, they no longer want wood. So nobody else can give them wood. I now have number 6. I've been to number 6, so I take my resident off. I put it on number 6 at the top part of the card. And now I go to income. We calculate how much money I get back, how much I earned this turn. And you always get $20 for your capital. Then, for every mountain and city that you've placed a settlement in, this turn only, you get 10. Any other tile, you get 5. So here would be 10, here would be 20, 25. So I get 20 here for my capital, plus 25 is 45. And then I get $10 for my resident I put here. So I would get $55 back. Now my second resident, I get 24. My third, I get 30. Fourth, get 40. So $10 more for each resident that I've placed. But remember, you can only have one resident on each card. And once I've gotten paid for that, the resident's going to slide down to the bottom of the card to show that he's been paid. If you had this one, then on your income phase, it would add to your total income. And then I'm going to want to pick up more goods in my trolley, put them on the card here to show that they were picked up by the trolley. And that's where I'm going to start on my next turn. You can actually pay for additional spaces. And it shows you here how much an extra space costs. 1 extra space is $20, 2 is $50, 3 is $90, 4 is $140, and 5 is $200. The way that formula works is the first one's 20, and then everyone after that is $10 more than the previous one. So the first one was 20, the second one is 20 plus 30, the third one would be 20 plus 30 plus 40. So that's how that's calculated. So it's very expensive at the beginning of the game, but later on in the game you're going to have a lot of money and you're going to be spending it taking extra spaces. So you're trying to race around here and pick up goods and deliver them before other people can deliver them, because once other people have delivered them, you can't deliver that kind of good to that city because they don't want it anymore. And when you get when you upgrade to where you can pick up 2 things, you could have 2 of the same thing, 2 different things, and there are no, hard rules to this as far as you can pick up, you can drop off. If you come over here and you have 2 things in your trolley and they want both of them, you can drop both of them off, and then you can turn around and pick up two of the same thing and take off again. You can pick off, drop off in the middle of a move, pick up in the middle of a move, any of that kind of stuff. Anyway, you go until at the end of the round you count. You're going to count to see how many goods have been delivered. For a 2-player game, if there's 19 goods that have been delivered, for 3 players and 21, for 4 is 23 goods, and then if that has happened, the game's over at the end of that round. And the way points work are you get 5 victory points for every good that you delivered. If you've delivered 2 of the same kind of good, it's 9. For 3, it's 12. For 4, it's 14. For 5, it's 15. If you've delivered a complete set of 5 different goods, you get a 2-point bonus. And so you're just going to count up the number of all those points that you have, victory points, and whoever has the most there at the end is going to be the winner for this game. So that's how this game works. That's the 1, 2, 3 game. 1, 2, 3 is the World of Traveling Pioneers, with a bias to individualism. Each one has their own name. And if you went through and read these 2 pages, that would be this game. So that's how you play 504. And that is one of the 504 games. So 503 more videos to go.